Good morning, Anesh.
Good morning. Am I audible, guys?
Yes.
Audible, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm just setting up my camera. Okay, visible properly?
Yes.
So how was your last 2 weeks? Good? I couldn't
It's
hear
okay.
you. It's okay. So Rajesh, Ishita, how were your last 2 weeks? We didn't meet last
Om
week.
Shanti, sir.
Om
Pretty
Shanti,
or
Rajesh.
normal.
Good.
Good. So holidays are still having school, yes?
It's still
Ritesh,
from 23rd we are having holiday.
Acha, till 23rd. From 23rd or till 23rd?
From 23rd.
Acha, from 23rd. Okay. So hi Srinivas, Sadhan, Vikasini, good morning.
Om Shantanya.
Okay. So who all could switch on their cameras? Try to switch on your camera so that I could interact better, right? Okay. So what was our last topic? Forgot.
Benevolence. Benevolence.
Benevolence. So what is benevolence?
Act of kindness.
Act of kindness. So that too very naturally, right? You don't even feel that I am being benevolent. You are naturally benevolent, right?
Yes.
So did anybody practice that? Did anybody practice benevolence so naturally, having the nature of giving?
I forgot to mention one act of kindness I did. There is an like a person who lives below our flat. So
Okay.
we know her very well. She called over to me to ask helps with her mechanical technical stuff in her phone or some stuff.
Okay.
Now she called me and I went to her home. She said she just came back from Tirupati and she told me to give all these like laddus to every part of the building. First, she just said the third floor because she didn't want to put a burden on me. Then I was okay with the entire building, and she was like, okay, take these and distribute it to the entire building. She gave me a list of flats, so I did it to every single flat and I was polite to every single person I met.
Okay, good. So you could have taken her as well, right, along with you?
I would have.
You could have taken her as well, right, along with you? Is she like your schoolmate or something, or she's elder lady?
No. She's an old person.
Acha, acha. Okay. Cool. Understood. Good. So anybody else did something? So to your mom, to your dad, are you a giver or a taker in the last 2 weeks?
A giver and a taker.
Acha, you are a giver. Okay. So Rajesh, Ishita, were you a giver or a taker in the last 2 weeks? How much percentage for each? Helped your mom in your home? No. Gautam, Vikasini, Sadhan, Srinivas, Rashekar, giver or a taker?
No, I didn't.
Mhm. So there is not. Achha, you were reciting. Okay. So there is nothing wrong in taking also, because you take lot of mentorship from your teachers, you take lot of guidance from your parents. All this is also taking, which is not bad. So
The
you should be a
exam
giver,
has
but
started.
also take, right? Accept things that are coming to you with gratitude, right? So what is today's topic?
See, cooperation.
C for cooperation. So what is meant by cooperation?
Cooperation.
Yeah, Ritesh.
Cooperation means like a group of people working together to succeed at one goal.
Okay, so a group of people working together to make it a success, right? To make things work out, right? So I'll show you a video. After seeing the video, tell me what you felt, okay? Let me know immediately if the voice and the video is clear or not, okay? I'm starting the video. video was quite self-explanatory, right? So what did you understand from the video?
They're working like a group, and
They are working together. Okay.
and they're fighting with the vulture, and they're trying to take the fruit. And they gathered and they played with the vulture, and they success that the vulture cooperation is the more best than a single person.
Yes.
That
Yeah. Ritesh, you wanted to say something?
Yes. So the vulture being the Vulcan being naturally a flying predator, it's hard for those small animals to approach it. Otherwise, it will get hurt or it will just die. That's a natural thing in the nature. So that's why they backed off at the first. But since they were experienced in group tasks, they chased the bird down. They tried to get their fruit back. They had only one goal, to get the fruit back, no matter what it takes. So they really did get the fruit back. And
is that what's that animal?
It's a Vulcan, sir.
No, the smaller one. Squirrel?
It's a marmot. It's a marmot.
Manmort?
No, sir, a marmot.
Mammoth.
No, not mammoth. Not mammoth.
Mammoth is like an elephant.
No, sir, not mammoth. It's a marmot.
Spelling? You don't know the spelling? Marmot.
Yes, sir. M-A-R-R. M-O-R-T.
Okay. M-A-R-M-O-T. Marmot.
No, sir. M-A-R-R.
Acha, M-A-R-R.
M-O-T.
M-O-T. No, it's only single R. Marmot. Okay. So M-A-R-M-O-T. I was just Googling it. I don't know the name of that animal. Okay. So that's a marmot. So give me a few answers. Like we understood, we all know what cooperation is. We all know cooperation is beneficial to everybody. Now tell me a few things. First of all, one animal saw the fruit, right? Later on, few of its categories saw the fruit. What will happen if the first fellow who saw claims that that's my fruit and he doesn't allow anybody to come near it? What will happen?
The vulture will start a war against themselves.
No, vulture is not even in the picture yet. So in the picture, there is only these things. One animal saw the fruit, then everybody else also saw. Then these people, this one animal, he's not letting everybody saying that I saw the fruit first, that's mine. What will happen?
They'll fight.
Yeah, they'll fight. Saying, so everybody wants to have it. We saw first, that's my fruit, that's my fruit. They themselves will fight. What will be the result of it?
Chaos. And in the end, Vulcan will come and take it. That's natural.
Yes, chaos. None of them will get the fruit. Anyhow, the video ended quite differently, though
it's just
but they were succeeded in getting the fruit together, right? So do you see this thing familiar? Like people thinking that this is mine and fighting among themselves and nobody getting it. These days, that's quite the scenario everywhere, right? So one lesson that we need to learn when we are learning cooperation is, if you want to achieve something great, really, really great, we all should be together. So Ratan Tata or JRD Tata sometimes said that if you want to go fast, work alone. If you want to go far, work together. Understood? If you want to go fast, work alone. That doesn't guarantee whether you go far or not. You go for a shorter distance at a very good pace. But if you want to go far, very, very far, then you have to work together. So you should not actually make one fellow as a hero and rest of all the people as supporters. So all the movies you see, what do you see? You see cooperation, collaboration, all these things in it, or only one person being a hero? What do you see?
One person will be a hero.
Yes, one person being a hero. Is that right or wrong? Is that practical or not? How many of you say it's practical? Raise your hand. Not practical? Raise your hands. Yes. So whatever we see in the movies, it's not real. They are just for entertainment. Okay. So, but what we feel after seeing the movies, we get inspired and we feel that we are also hero. And we always try to dominate everybody. We always try to compete everybody, right? But if you want to do great things, like here, mammoth fighting a vulture, is that really practical? Can a mammoth defeat a vulture? No. But what happened in the video? Were they able to defeat? Yes. Why? Why was that possible?
Because they were together.
Yes. So in the same way in life, if you are all together, everybody succeeds. If everybody thinks I should succeed, then one of them will be successful, but relatively too. It's not like achieving greatness or wonders. It's like one fellow will be better than the rest of the people.
And I can say one thought about achieve.
Sorry?
If you want to achieve success, don't ask permission for anyone.
No, it's not about permission or anything. You should have the right mindset. Suppose, let me give you an example. So in your class, there are 30 people, suppose. And everybody is thinking, I should be the first ranker. And people are not sharing among themselves what they are learning, where they are learning from, how they are doing, all these things. Everybody is so secretive about what they are studying and what they are learning. Okay? Because everybody wanted to be the first. They don't want others to come in the first place. So what will be the result of it? You will study hard, you will learn things, and you can get a first rank also. That is a case one. Now here is the case two, where all 30 people are very, very interested about science and technology. Okay, everybody wants to know more. So none of them had the ambition of getting number one rank in the class. Everybody is thinking that we should learn more, we should create something, we should be number one in the world. Okay, collectively, not personally. So what will happen in that case? Everybody will share their learning. That will help to go further. Suppose if you are aiming for 100 marks, suppose there is no limit for marks. If you are working alone, you will reach 100. But 30 people collectively working together, learning together, can land at 1,000. Right? Yes or no? But do we really think that way in our school or in our way of approach? We rarely do, right? Because we are seeing wrong images around us. Because movies are wrong, because they always highlight one person. And in terms of education also, people try to compete. So if you start television, you see 1, 2, 3 ranks, all things numbers, right? Ranks are important for getting some college seat or something, but to gain real knowledge, to gain the depth, you need to have a free ecosystem, right? So do you know how internet started? So internet's purpose was to share scientific research. to share knowledge. Okay. So where did we land today? Does real exchange of scientific research happen? We keep it so secretive. We don't let anybody go out. We create intranets where our computer won't actually interact with the other internet. Okay. So there is one isolated internet. So where did we land? So we created some technology to share and grow together, but we are using it to actually create secrecy, right? So that's the state of the world because the basic principles are not understood in a right manner, right? So from now on, what we try to go is, so getting first rank, getting best in the class, that could be good goals, but aim bigger. Aim bigger in the sense, by the end of this year, suppose you are in 5th standard or 6th standard or 7th standard, 8th standard, can we implement something that is there in my book? Suppose if you are studying about gravity, can we make some toys that use the power of gravity and work? So create a team within your college or within your school, discuss how can we create something, can we do something with this chapter? So tell me the name of one physics chapter you have. Quick. Rajesh, Ritesh, Rajshekhar.
Forces.
No, in physics. No, you don't remember at least one chapter name. Think. Magnetism, electricity. You are not into that yet, right? Newton's first law, second law, third law. Nothing. Jagriti. Sadhan, you are in 8th standard now, right?
Yes, brother, 9th.
9th. So tell me one concept.
Sorry?
The name of one concept in physics.
Physics. Velocity.
Motion and gravity.
Okay. Motion and gravity. Okay. So now we take this concept. Okay. You read something in the textbook about motion. Motion is movement of something. So there is force, there is work done, there is velocity, there is speed. All these things are coming into picture, right? So now you consider a car. Is car moving? It's movable, right?
Yes.
Velocity, car acceleration. Car moves. And so you have a body in the car that could take how much weight? Unlimited or limited?
Limited.
Yeah, limited. So what is weight first of all? Is that related to gravity?
Yes.
Okay. So gravity is nothing but the gravitational pull of the earth. So earth keeps pulling us down. That's why we always fall down. Did anybody see fall up in the air?
No.
So if you drop gas, does the gas go down?
Down.
Down. So that's the gravity. Because of gravity, it's falling down. So because of gravity, you are
I'm
like
getting
20 kg.
He was.
So if you go to moon, their gravitational pull will be different. So your weight will also be different. Okay. So now when you are studying motion or gravity, you take 5 or 6 people as a team. You discuss. Can we use this motion somewhere in our class? Okay. So now when your teacher is teaching, if you are sleeping, he will throw a chalk piece at you, right? He doesn't. Is there anybody who just drops a chalk piece towards you and just wakes you up? Could also be done, right? You can easily wake up somebody without disturbing anybody
Sir,
else.
in my class.
So
it
that's
is
also
done.
traveling, right? It is also a motion. It has also velocity, all these things, right? So my intention of stating all these examples are, when you are just striving that I should compete everybody, I should be better than everybody, you don't actually explore science to its fullest. You only learn the textbook, you only learn the concepts that are taught to you, but you don't go beyond the box. Okay. Right? So the correct spirit of cooperation is together we grow further. Okay. If you are able to reach, suppose, have you ever seen relay races in Olympics or in any sports? So there will be 4-member team or 3-member team.
Yes.
So there will be like 200 meters or something. So these 4 people, they say, each person runs for 100 meters. Okay. And they hand over the stick to other person and he will carry on from there. So end of the day, what would be the result? If all 4 performed well, their team will win. If only one performs well in that 4 people, they don't win generally, right? So cooperation is something that gives success to a group of people, okay, where our success also lies, right? If our group wins, if Team India wins, it's not like only Dhoni is winning, right? It's like his entire team is winning, everybody is winning. So in this video, the marmot and their group together, they were able to overcome the challenge posted by the vulture, right? So our takeaways from that video or from the discussions we had are, if you want to really achieve something great, if you want to create wonders, work in groups, okay? It's not like you waste your time to create a group and again, if they are wasting your time, that's not an actual way of doing. You should be using it in the right manner, in the right time, with the right people. If this combination is not good enough, then you will be ending up in wasting your time. Understood? So now I will share you a paragraph. You read it, take a couple of minutes to try to understand that meaning, okay? I'm just sharing my screen. Okay, so C for cooperation, today's value. Yeah, so try to read it. I'll give you 2 minutes. So you read it very slowly. Visible, guys? Visible, na? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, all right. 2 minutes to read it. Read it again. Done. Adita, done.
I understand. Sir.
So who is speaking?
It's a third person view.
Ritesh, you are speaking, or I couldn't actually see who was speaking.
It's a third person view.
Yeah, third person view, but this is a definition of cooperation, summarizing everything. So you are the master. Suppose it's related to you, you are the master. So if you want to master the cooperation, so these are the things that you have to be doing, right? So what did you understand from the statement? Rajesh?
I'm Cherish.
You are Cherish. Your father is Rajesh, okay. I know your sister Ishita, I forgot your name. Okay. So cherish, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what did you understand in this from this line? Srinivas?
Yeah.
What did you understand from this?
A master means master that will bring to success, and it will surplus in the right time and right place and in a positive state of mind.
Right.
You should observe.
Ritesh, you want to say something? You raised your hand.
So this person is now named as master because he knows what is right, right for it, and he knows what is the main definition of cooperation and how he can always have success. So he knows how to bring the success. I mean, supply the success at the right time in the right place and with a positive state of mind. That's what it's trying to say over here.
The last line is important, and in a positive state of mind. So this entire definition changes if the last line becomes with whatever state of mind. Okay. So you can define selfishness also if it is a negative state of mind, right?
Yes.
So the same definition, if your motives are not right, that becomes selfishness. So if your motives are right, if you are in a positive state of mind, that becomes cooperation, right? So now look around in the world. We are doing everything. So the companies invest in the right people, in the right time, in the right place. But what were their motives? It could be money, it could be their own growth, it could be all sorts of selfish motives, right? That's why we damage the climate, we damage the nature because of those wrong motives, right? For our success, for our wealth creation, we destroy something else, nature. But that's not being a leader or being a master. A master is somebody who will have a positive state of mind, the right motives. Okay. So now coming to this definition, the first line. So this definition is like master is somebody who is actually master in cooperation. It can be you, it can be me, anybody. So let us take I am the master. So the master has a quiet eye for what is needed to bring success. Suppose you have a task. Let me say, you have a science project. Okay. Now you are the leader. So you are the master now. So first thing what you have to do, you have to think what should be my concept for the science project, right? The second thing you have to think is this science project, how can I make it happen? How can I make this science project happen, right? Then you think about all the necessary things. So you need a team, you need these resources, you need this much of money to buy few things, all these things, you make it, right? Then you define the time. So within this time, I am going to finish phase 1. Within this time, I am going to finish phase 2, all these things, right? Then you start implementing by delegating relevant work to each person. So suppose one is very good in creating and actually displaying, they are good in art. Then you ask them to take the leadership in creating and displaying it, the visual part of your project. And there is somebody in your team who is very, very good in science. Okay. Then you ask him and brainstorm with the team, how can we improve and how can we improvise on the scientific standpoint. Then you have somebody who is very good in negotiations and getting the resources at a cheaper price. Then you delegate it to him. Then you all together make it happen, right? So right time, right place, and right mindset is the crucial part. If these things are there, success will happen, right? So now India launches a rocket. How many people do you think will be working for it? 10, 20, 100, 300?
30.
There would be thousands of people working behind it and for lots of years, right? So that's the cooperation. If you want to do something big, you need to have a team. You need to delegate. It's not like I alone will do everything. I am very good at everything. It's not like that. You have to appreciate each person's skill and then use them to the right time and at the right place, right? So now we all say Abdul Kalam is wonderful. He's a wonderful person. He's a great scientist. He's a missile man. He was a director of ISRO. He worked for NASA, DRDO. He worked for everything, military purposes also. He was making something. So we credit everything to Abdul Kalam. But if you ask Abdul Kalam, he will say my team, right? He never say I did it. He'll say my team did it, right? And he always talks about Vikram Sarabhai, his mentor, right? So as a leader, how did Vikram Sarabhai groom Abdul Kalam? So today Abdul Kalam is more famous than Vikram Sarabhai, right? You all know, whom do you know better? Abdul Kalam or Vikram Sarabhai?
Abdul Kalam.
Abdul Kalam.
Yeah.
Abdul Kalam.
So Vikram Sarabhai was thinking, I should only be famous. Then will Abdul Kalam come up?
No.
No, right? Because their mission was bigger. So for Vikram Sarabhai, launching a rocket is more important than getting a name for himself, right? So that's why that was possible. So as a leader, so we all want to become a leader, right? No matter if we are in the 3rd class, 2nd class, 4th class, whatever class we are, we should all be leading, right? We should all be having a leadership mindset. We should not be having a very narrow mindset or very selfish state of mind, right? If you want to make things big, you need to actually have a leadership mindset where you groom people, you team up with people, you collaborate and do things, right? In all the scenarios of great successes, there is a team behind it. It's not a single individual. So suppose now everybody is talking about RRR, right? RRR movie is winning a lot of awards. So it's one of the biggest Indian film. So got a lot of name for Indian cinema altogether, right?
I like RRR movie. Famous movie.
Yeah. So how many people do you think would have worked for that movie?
300.
More than 1,000 at least.
Definitely more than 1,000, right? So there were light men, there were artists, there were art directors, cameraman, different types of cameras, direction, and his entire team of direction. So there could be n number of people. There are many engineers, there are many statistical people, physics people, all these people are involved. Because all the things that you see, they don't actually create such big things. They create some miniature things also and take a closer shot at it so that that looks big. So there is graphics team, there is lots and lots of people working under it, behind it. That's how success is possible. But what we see on the screen, there are only 2 people who are heroes. They achieve something and we credit all the things to those 2 people, right? Fair or not fair? Real or not real?
Not fair.
Not fair and also
It is
not
all
real.
graphics.
Yeah. So there could be lots of masterminds behind that. So it's a teamwork. In the movies, in the story, only 2 people are heroes, but that's not going to happen anytime. It's always the team that wins, right? So never take movies as your something real, right? They are not real. They are like all false. Most of it, 99% is fake in movies. So Abdul Kalam used to say, I don't even have a TV. I never watched a TV also. Why? Why do you think he didn't watch TV or movies? Why? He thinks it's waste of time because it's not real.
Because he has so much time and it is not real.
He had time, but he don't want to watch movies. He explicitly is away from it. Because whatever we see in the movies, it's not real, right? That's only for entertainment. So take movies as only entertainment. It's not like the real life, okay? In real life, it's the teams that win. It's the leader who actually creates the team. It's not like leader goes out and achieves something. Leader creates a team, empowers them, and together they achieve something, right? Okay, so you understood what is cooperation, right? Cooperation is when I am doing something, first of all, I should figure out what is needed for that project. Then I should get the right people in the right time to the right place, then with a very, very good and positive state of mind, with pure intentions. It should not be very selfish intentions. Like you should not use people, right? We should all together create better things. It's not like using people and then throwing away after the use is over. Okay, so there is one. Yeah, so why cooperation? We discussed all these things, right? To go far, you need to work together, not alone. And to create wonders, to make great things happen, you always need cooperation of everybody. So like if you are living on this planet, you are taking cooperation of how many people, how many things? So early in the morning, we wake up, maid comes, cleans everything. So that's a cooperation from them. You breathe air, you take cooperation from the nature, and your mother makes everything, your father makes everything for you to go to the school, and you are taking the cooperation from them. After going to the school, you take cooperation from your teachers, from your friends, your help there, everybody. You take cooperation of the bus drivers or the autos, whatever transport you have. Then when you come back, you wear a lot of clothes. Clothes are, again, a lot of teams involved, right? The toothbrush, the shoes you wear, the clothes you wear. So all these people collectively are making our life simpler. If you think, I'll make everything on my own, I'll create my own clothes, I'll create my own shoes, I'll create my own paste, I'll create my own soap, I'll create my own food. Possible? Not possible.
Not possible.
Not at all possible, right? So how many times did you acknowledge all these people involved in your life? Rarely, right?
Many
Very
times.
rarely. We most of the times think that we are the hero, right? Just like a movie, we are doing everything. We always tend to be in that mode. Nothing wrong. So that's how everybody feels. But from now on, we will do this very consciously. Okay. So we will thank the nature. We will thank the people who are responsible for our food. So from today, we'll do one exercise. Before eating, take 2 minutes time and thank all the people involved. Shall we try it now? Yes, no? Yes. Now sit very, very comfortably, very straight. Take a deep breath.
Yes.
Slowly breathe out. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath again. Slowly breathe out. Feel the environment around. Sunday morning, quite pleasant air around. A great day to have a wonderful time. Take a deep breath again. Slowly breathe out. Now, every time before eating the food, do this exercise. Okay, close your eyes. Then tell yourself, I am very, very thankful for all the food I am getting. Farmers worked for months together to produce this food. I am very thankful for the farmers. Nature has given all its resources to make this food happen. It could be air, it could be sunlight, it could be water, it could be everything that nature is offering. I'm very, very thankful to the nature. And I am thankful to all the logistics, the sales people, the marketing people who were taking this food from the farm to my house. All the people responsible for that. I'm thankful to them. And I am thankful to my mom and my dad who bought this food, who cleaned them properly, who cooked them, putting a lot of love and effort, who were serving us in time with lot of care and with lot of nourishment. Very, very thankful to them. And also thank God for being so supportive to you and providing all this ecosystem and give all these good vibrations to the food. This food is really, really good. There is a lot of nutritional value in this food. This food is going to become the blood in my body. It's going to keep me healthy. It's going to make me active. There is a lot of power in this food, and God is filling this food with a lot of power. Every grain is going to nourish me, is going to help me in my growth. Take a deep breath. Slowly breathe out. All good wishes to everybody around. There could be people who may not be receiving food. My best wishes for them. May them also get good food. Send good vibrations around the world. So, now slowly open your eyes. So can we do this every day before eating? It took almost like less than 2 minutes, right?
Yes.
So there are millions of people on this earth who don't get food. They don't eat 3 times a day. Are we lucky?
Yes.
Yes, no? To have such great parents, to have such great ecosystem. We are lucky, right? So we should be thankful for them. And also spread good wishes to all the people in the world. Everybody should receive food. Everybody should be happy. Everybody should be healthy. Right? Can we do this every day?
Yes.
So next week you have to tell me whether you are doing it or not. So write it down. The first homework. Thank everybody that are actually cooperating me to lead a wonderful life. Okay? Every day before eating, very consciously thank everybody. Send good vibrations to the food and very silently have your food. Okay? Done? You like it? You like the homework or not? Yes. So you were able to do this process, right? When you were closing your eyes, you felt sleepy or it was good? What was your feeling? Feeling good or feeling not so good when you are doing that? So it's about benevolence, right? We were discussing last week. So when you are a giver, you naturally feel happy, right? You naturally feel good. So now you are sending all good vibrations to everybody, right? You are a giver. So you should definitely feel good. You will feel good. Okay. So the next one. So see the picture. I'm just sharing my screen. So what do you understand from this picture? Srinivas, you are... No, your voice is not audible. Can you repeat again?
Means one want to go there, but the hope is that's why the
Dad, two fellows.
Okay, Srinivas. So your voice was breaking. We couldn't understand, but I understood what you were saying. Okay. So Dharani, you were saying something?
There are two buffaloes tied each other. One is one buffalo's meat and another one is another buffalo's meat. They are going to eat, but the thread is tightened. They will stop each other and they go to first one meals and after another meals. So they eat.
Okay. So 1 second. 1 second. Okay. So there is meditation going on in center from 10 o'clock. So it's not online. So our class is till 10:30. No problem. So sister was asking me that. Okay. So Dharani, you were saying, so when they were fighting, they were not, both of them were not able to reach their food, right?
Yeah.
But
and they talk each other and go to one meal.
Yes.
And after another meal.
Yes. So who are benefited? Both are benefited, right? By just cooperating. What if both buffaloes think this is my meal, don't eat?
They will don't have any meat.
Both of them will not have meal. In the process, by fighting, they lose their energy also, right?
Yes.
So always keep in mind, when you are working together, you learn more, right? So today we were discussing together, right? So we are like 10, 12 people discussing. So in the process, we came to know about marmot, right? We don't know what's the name of that animal, right? So Ritesh gave us a hint that it's called marmot. Then we corrected our spelling, right? So that's how collaboration will actually give better results. You learn more, you go far, you can create wonders and magic. All right. Okay, so next one. So how many of you know these two people?
One is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel.
Okay.
Another one I don't know.
Okay. So it's not Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. He's somebody different. Anybody? Who are they? So these two people are former prime ministers of India. So one is P.V. Narasimha Rao. The other one is Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Heard their names before?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So P.V. Narasimha Rao is from Andhra Pradesh. You don't know him. We should be proud of him, right? A person from Andhra Pradesh became the prime minister of the country. So he is the one responsible for great financial reforms in the country, economic reforms. He is a wonderful leader. And the other person, Vajpayee, he is also a wonderful leader. Right? So now let me tell you a story about these two people. So they both are not from the same party. P.V. Narasimha Rao is from Congress party. Atal Bihari Vajpayee is from BJP party. Right? So these two parties, they fight or they work together?
They will fight.
They will work together.
They are opponents. Now we'll discuss about the other part. But they generally, two parties, they generally are against each other, right? So what happened in 1995 or so? So Pakistan was saying Jammu and Kashmir belongs to them. And United Nations, USA was very, very close to Pakistan in those days. So what the Pakistan Prime Minister did was, they took this issue to the notice of UN, United Nations. So United Nations is all the nations together, they sit and they solve the issues. Okay. And Pakistan took this issue to United Nations. So then India's name will be bad, right? Everybody thinks India is capturing somebody, which is not the actual case, right? So then at that time, the Prime Minister of India was P.V. Narasimha Rao. So what he did, he reached out to Vajpayee. So Vajpayee is a very good diplomat, and he asked Vajpayee to represent India in the UN. Okay, instead of him going, he created a team from all parties, and he made Vajpayee as the leader, and he sent him there. So that went really well, and United Nations actually treated India nicely. We didn't lose our face there. It was a great success, right? So to achieve this, what did they do? Though they are from different parties, though they are rivals, professionally, they united, right? They together went and got a very good name to the country. So that is cooperation, So when your motives are right. So what is the motive of P.V. Narasimha Rao? He don't want to degrade the name of India in front of all the countries, right? So that's a very good motive where he wants to work for his country. It's not his selfish intention, right? Then he reached out to Vajpayee. So what was Vajpayee's intention? If he do something, Congress party will get good name, so I should not do. He didn't say that, right? He said, country is important. And he went out and he performed, he won and he came back. So his motives were also very, very good. So when these motives were good and they were collectively working on something, no matter how big the challenge is, US and Pakistan together, and we won over it, right? So such great things happen when there is cooperation. But today in politics, can we find leaders like them? No, right? Every day when we switch on the TV, we see our leaders fighting. So after 20 years, you will be the leaders, right? So today's children are tomorrow's citizens, which means tomorrow you could be the prime minister also, right? So when you become a leader, when you become a prime minister or anything at your power, take these examples as role models, okay? We should work together. We should grow together. It's not like fighting selfishly. It's not like my party only should win. It's not like that. When it comes to the country, it's the benefit of all the citizens in the country is more important, right? Such a great example they have set, right? So today's leaders, today's politicians, today's kids, everybody should learn from the history. So when we cooperate, we can achieve greatness, right? And do you know any of these people?
Yes. Janaki
So
Dadi,
all
Madhusani
these
Dadi.
dadis of Brahmakumaris. Yes. So they were initial pillars of Brahmakumaris. So all these people, how do you see their faces? Happy together or not? Very happy, right?
Yes.
So all these people, they were like heading each states, right? Few states, one dadi is heading, few other states, some other dadi was heading. So they were heading different parts. Like Janki Dadi was heading the United, so all the foreign countries. Dadi Gulzar was actually head of Delhi zone and all the other parts as well. So Dadi Chandramani, head of Punjab and head of Karnataka. So all these people, when they come together, you see the brotherly and the family love between them. There were no fights like my state is doing better or your state is doing better. We are doing great things. You are doing great things. They never were thinking in those lines. So they were collectively thinking, we should take good message to everybody. We should help everybody. We should help the humanity. Everybody should be happy, right? So with that motives, they were united. And seeing them united, everybody was so happy, right? So we should also become like them. We should not be having so much selfish intentions that I should only grow, I should only get good name, all these things, right? So one of these dadis was the daughter of Brahma Baba, right? The founding father of Brahmakumaris. Still, she was not the head of Brahmakumaris, right? But when you see these people meet now, you will understand that they never had such issues like, I am bigger, I am smaller, I am running bigger seva, you are doing lesser seva. Never, such discussions never happened between them. That's why Brahmakumaris is today in 140 countries. Not a simple job, right? For few women who don't even have proper school education, but they were all great, great leaders, right? So we have to take inspiration from all these people. No? So what are the tools for cooperation? So now we discussed a lot of things about cooperation. So before this, let me share you another video. Okay. 1 second. So this is a real video from Geography TV actually. So BBC has broadcasted it. Able to see my screen? Yes, no?
During the is that
Yes.
creatures that were once living on the forest floor now need to find other ways of getting around during the flood. The busy life of a fire ant colony has to carry on regardless. By linking legs, the worker ants create a living raft, supported by the surface tension of the water. Free now to move through the forest, these vicious stingers make the most of the flood. They use it to spread to other parts of the Amazon. On this lifeboat, the queen and her young need to be kept safe and dry. But there's no getting away from hungry fish. Once in the open river, they are at the mercy of the current and unpredictable waves. If they are lucky enough to hit land, the soggy ants disentangle and disembark, unloading the family as they go. After a little toweling off, the worker ants soldier on, carefully guiding their queen to safety.
So wonderful, right? So that's the nature of everybody of us, right? That's the nature of everybody. So what did the ants do? They have to move from one place to another. And so they take the route of water. They make this live boat kind of structure that floats, and facing all the tides, all kinds of waves, fishes, all sorts of threats, they move there. So was that possible without cooperation?
No.
Impossible, right? So our nature is also teaching and our own nature is also cooperation. That's why we create societies, we create all these groups, we live as a family, we live as a group, right? Because we could cooperate with each other and live happily. If you are living alone individually, there won't be much fun in it, right? So we are like social animals. People say humans are social animals, which means we are all socially bonded so that we could lead a wonderful life together, right? So that's the power of cooperation. So to have cooperation, we should actually be having some basic tools, I'm just sharing my screen again. Something wrong with my system. 1 second. So meanwhile, I'll share you one more wonderful story. So we were looking at this story in a different perspective till now, but here you see, quite interesting story.
Once upon a time, a turtle and a rabbit had an argument about who was faster. They decided to settle the argument with a race. The turtle and the rabbit both agreed on a route and started off the race. The rabbit shot ahead and ran briskly for some time. Then, seeing he was far ahead of the turtle, he thought he'd sit under a tree for some time and relax before continuing the race. He sat under the tree and soon fell asleep. The turtle, plodding on, overtook him and soon finished the race, emerging as the undisputed champ. The rabbit woke up and realized that he'd lost.
So till this, we all know the story, right? The race between rabbit and the tortoise. So here comes the addition to the story.
Lost the race. The moral of the story is that slow and steady wins the race. This is the version of the story that we've all grown up with. But our version of the story continues. The rabbit was disappointed at losing the race, and he did some thinking. He realized that he'd lost the race only because he had been overconfident, careless, and lax. If he had not taken things for granted, there's no way the turtle could have beaten him. So, he challenged the turtle to another race. The turtle agreed. This time, the rabbit went all out and ran without stopping from start to finish. He won by several miles. The moral of the story? Fast and consistent will always beat the slow and steady. It's good to be slow and steady, but it's better to be fast and reliable. But the story doesn't end here. The turtle did some thinking this time and realized that there's no way he can beat the rabbit in a race the way it was currently formatted. He thought for a while and then challenged the rabbit to another race, but on a slightly different route. The rabbit agreed. The turtle and rabbit started off. In keeping with his self-made commitment to be consistently fast, the rabbit took off and ran at top speed until he came to a broad river. The finishing line was a couple of kilometers on the other side of the river. The rabbit sat there, wondering what to do. In the meantime, the turtle trundled along, got into the river, swam to the opposite bank, continued walking, and finished the race. The moral of the story? First, identify your core competency, and then change the playing field to suit your core competency. The story still hasn't ended. The turtle and rabbit by this time had become pretty good friends, and they did some thinking together. Both realized that the last race could have been run much better. So the turtle and rabbit decided to do the last race again, but to run as a team this time. They started off, and this time the rabbit carried the turtle till the riverbank. There, the turtle took over and swam across with the rabbit on his back. On the opposite bank, the rabbit again carried the turtle, and they reached the finishing line together. Both the turtle and rabbit felt a greater sense of satisfaction than they'd felt earlier. The moral of the story? It's good to be individually brilliant and to have strong core competencies. But unless you're able to work in a team and harness each other's core competencies, you'll always perform below par, because there will always be situations at which you'll do poorly and someone else does well. Teamwork is mainly about situational leadership, letting the person with the relevant core competency for a situation take leadership. And that is the end of the story.
So, ever heard about this story before?
Yes.
Very well made, right?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. So we were discussing about the same thing. Right? So master, yeah. So master is somebody who actually takes the things in the right manner, in the right time, in the right place, and with a positive state of mind, right? So now write down these things. These are very, very important. So what are the tools of cooperation? So we have been discussing that cooperation is good and what kind of mindset we should be having to have this cooperation work well. So along with this, these are the 4 important principles for cooperation. So the first one, you should have pure feelings and elevated motives, right? We discussed about this, right? We should have a positive mindset for the things. Otherwise it becomes selfishness, which is bad. The second one, faith in God. So when you are very, very successful, you tend to get into the feeling that I did everything. So I am responsible. I have a lot of skills. I. That becomes ego. So when ego is created, that will damage everything else. Right? So write it down after I explain, okay? So first one is having pure feelings and elevated motives. Second one is having faith. So we should not get into ego thinking that I only did everything. So there is a lot of things that are happening around the world and God is always with us. God is giving us power to do the things. So we should have faith in God. We should not get into the ego part. So the third one, you should have trust on your colleagues and those who you are close. If you don't have trust, you don't cooperate and you don't receive the cooperation also. So trusting people is important, but be very careful in choosing the people. There could be a lot of people with bad motives and you should not trust them, right? You should only trust people whom you actually observe that they have good motives and they are very close to you. Only trust them, okay? And if you have a team that is not trustworthy, you as a leader should create an ecosystem where they feel trustworthy, okay? You should also groom them. So like we were discussing, like, so when you are discussing your subject with your classmates, like 30 people, there could be people who are thinking that I should only win. There could be people who are selfish also. So in that cases also, you should be careful. You should not be wasting your time grooming them or actually facilitating their own selfish intentions. So you should make sure that your time is not wasted. It is used properly. And at the same time, you should also actually have trust on your colleagues, your friends. The fourth one, communicate your motives constantly. So when you are doing something, tell your team, tell people around that this is our goal. This is what we are going to achieve. This is our motive. You should communicate it frequently and very, very clearly. If the communication is not correct, people might be thinking, hey, this guy is doing something behind the screen. He's doing something selfishly. He is acting something bad. They'll be thinking all these things, right? So your communication should be very, very transparent and very clear and very regular. Okay, consistent communication should be there. Right? Now you write down these 4 things. These are like pillars. They form the pillars for cooperation. Having good feelings, elevated motives, having faith in God, you should trust people around you, and you should communicate your motives properly. And be very, very cautious that your time is not being wasted, your energy is not being wasted. Right? So then whom should you cooperate? One, you should cooperate people. You should take cooperation, you should give cooperation. And at the same time, you should cooperate for the nature. You should cooperate the nature, you should cooperate. You should take cooperation from the nature. Don't neglect the nature. Nature is giving a lot of things. Don't waste water, don't waste electricity, don't waste food. Be very, very careful. Resources are very limited, and there is already a lot of burden on the nature. So be very careful. Plant trees, water them properly. And if wherever possible, walk. If not, then only use a vehicle. If it is far, then only use a vehicle. Otherwise, walk. Otherwise, use your bicycle. Save the nature. Okay. So now the last video. Why cooperation is very, very, very important in the present day. Very short video, but a lot of important message in it. Here it goes. So we are all human family, right? We should all help each other. We should all be together. We should cooperate. Then only the world will become a better place, right? So we have our homeworks, right? What are our homeworks we discussed? What's the homework? Thank everybody before eating. Do this 2-minute exercise of thanking everybody, showing your gratitude. Acknowledge their cooperation. Then you cooperate with the people. You take cooperation from the people. Okay? And together we can make great things happen. We can make this world a better place. But always keep in mind, have positive state of mind. Have good feelings. Never have any bad feelings for anybody. So we all have discussed about the power of thought, right? So our thoughts have energy. So this energy will travel around. So if you are thinking good about somebody, you are actually sending good powers out to them. If you are thinking negative about somebody, you are sending negative powers to them. So be very, very, very careful. Only think positive about everybody and the world also, right? So now for 2 minutes, we will do this cooperation of power through the thought. Okay. So you can't actually give cooperation physically to the entire world, right? We are limited. Our resources are limited. So what we do, we send good wishes, good thoughts to everybody in this world. Okay. So sit properly, close your eyes. For 1 minute, we'll do this. Close your eyes. Take deep breaths. Take a deep breath, relax your body, and imagine the world in front of you. And God is giving all powers to the entire world, including me. Look at the screen. As you see, the vibrations of power, the vibrations of love, the vibrations of happiness are spreading around the planet. I am sending my good wishes to everybody on this planet. May everybody be happy. May everybody be healthy. May everybody be full. Send good wishes to everybody on this planet and also to the nature. Thank you, Mother Nature. You have given us so much. I always wish good things happen to you. May you also be very, very healthy. And God's power is spreading all around the planet. To the nature, to the animals, to the people, everybody is receiving lot of power from the God. Take a deep breath again. Slowly breathe out. Very, very relaxed. So, we should have lot of enthusiasm and courage to cooperate. Okay. The values responsible for cooperation are love, enthusiasm, and courage. So let's all practice cooperation so that we together can achieve success. We together can make great things happen. We together can make this world a better place. We all become great leaders. Okay. So have a wonderful Sunday. So this week, do the exercise, right? Before eating, send good wishes. And also normally when you are sitting also, send some good wishes to everybody, to all your friends, right? Okay. See you next week with a different value. Okay. Om Shanti. Enjoy your Sunday. Bye-bye.